You are a VSP, Tutu said at the Presidential Youth Inauguration Conference at the University of Virginia in 2009. Everyone looked at him with a confused look on their faces. He then repeats it. You are a VSP. Say it with me now. I am a VSP. I am a very special person. That was just the beginning of a very riveting speech about forgiveness, peace, and humanity. Tutu is pushing the world to make it a better place. He has accomplished many things in his life, such as winning the Nobel Peace Prize. He has his own Peace Foundation, and it also has its own website where you can learn about everything that he does throughout his work. He is also stopping apartheid, which is the segregation in South Africa. And he also believes that everyone has the heart to change no matter what they've done in their lives. I chose him as my topic because I've actually seen him speak in person. I attended the Presidential Youth Inaugural Conference in 2009. He is a very selfless person. He enjoys everyone. He believes that everyone can change, and he makes everyone feel like they're the only two people in the world, in the room even. And when we were at the Presidential Youth Inaugural Conference, there was thousands upon thousands of people in there, and you just felt like you were the only two in the room. My thesis is Desmond Tutu is a selfless human being. Main point 1, Tutu has won the Nobel Peace Prize. According to Oscar Sanchez of the United Human Rights Group, Tutu is a human rights activist out of South Africa. He became a teacher right out of college. He taught for a little bit, but then he decided to study theology a little bit, and he became the first black Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town and Johannesburg. He also pushed to stop apartheid, which, like I said before, apartheid is the segregation in South Africa. And their segregation was more of government reasons. They wanted all the white people in South Africa to have all of the power instead of all the black people, and there wasn't near as many white people as there was African people. Mandela appointed Tutu as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, they just wanted to spread more peace throughout the country. They just wanted to make everything a better place and a better place to live for everybody. For all his efforts, he was awarded the 1984 Nobel Peace Prize. Main point 2, Tutu has a Peace Foundation dedicated in his name. According to the 2014 Desmond Tutu Peace Foundation website, their mission is to use Tutu's life and teachings to inspire young people to build a world of peace within, peace and between, and peace among. They also base their mission and life's work on the term Ubuntu, which is the human virtues such as compassion, humanity, and they just wanted to make sure that everyone utilizes those throughout their life. They had many challenges through their mission and work, and some of those challenges is, in today's society, there's violence everywhere. Kids these days, they encounter it everywhere, indirectly and directly, through bullying and just video games and everything. There's just violence everywhere today. According to a recent study from childtrends.org, 60% of the youth were exposed to violence within the past year, either directly or indirectly. I have now talked about my first main point, which is that Tutu won the Nobel Peace Prize, and my second main point, that he has a Peace Foundation. Main point 3 is that he believes that everyone can change. In 2002, the article by Michael Battle about Tutu's book, No Future Without Forgiveness, he talks about how people can change no matter what they've done. No matter the terrible things that they've done, there's always, once they confess those, that starts the healing process, and they can forgive themselves, and hopefully people will forgive them for the things they've done, and they can move on to become better people in the world and spread that peace throughout. He also started the boycotting of apartheid, like I talked about before, which is the segregation in South Africa. It was a very big problem in the past, and it still somewhat is, but they're trying to get past it more. Now that Nelson Mandela is president, he appointed Tutu as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. He was chairperson of that, which I also said before. It provides space and time in which South Africa could make the transition from oppression to flourishing. I have now talked about my first main point, and that was that he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And the second main point, which is he has his own foundation. And the third main point, which he believes that everyone can change. Tutu is someone who has been trying to spread the word of peace throughout the world for many years. He has done so in such ways as ending the apartheid by winning the 1984 Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts. He also has a Peace Foundation in his name, and that is for helping young people to realize that peace is something that needs to happen in the future, and the violence in the world these days it's at a high rate right now. And he also wrote a book that believes that everyone has it in their heart to change, for forgiveness, for their sins. Recently turning 80, he has not slowed down his efforts at all. And it's funny because I chose him, and we actually have the same birthday, and I did not know that until it was actually my birthday, and I was doing some research on him, and I noticed that. My thesis was that Desmond Tutu was a selfless human being. And my first main point was that he has won the 1984 Nobel Peace Prize. The second main point was that he has his own Peace Foundation dedicated in his name. And my third main point was that he believes that everyone can change.